program, the first webinar on the program, and it's part of our annual Grindstone curriculum. I'll go through some of the players in that, but this module is where we teach young entrepreneurs to find investment or be found, to make the investment by understanding the investment process, thinking of valuation and DD, etc. Grow those businesses post-investment and then realize the returns. Often that's an exit or a listing or moving it to be part of a bigger business.
I think the first big question really is, why are we doing this? I mean, what is the reason? And I think we all know we are living in relatively uncertain and strange times at the moment. And we are all in lockdown, and it was quite interesting. Keet, I think a week ago, kind of put a tweet out and kind of said, well, during the time he is happy to kind of go and have a coffee chat every morning with an entrepreneur, and within minutes the whole month was kind of blocked. I mean, every morning he's kind of spending some time with entrepreneurs, and again, in those conversations and the phone calls that we are getting, we know that there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there who are currently sitting there. Their businesses face uncertain times. We are all outside of our comfort zone somehow, and we need to kind of go and come to grips with those new realities. And I think a lot of it is what we have now is time to think.
You know, this is the investment cycle that we are talking through the whole time. This is how we run our business, whether we look at a new investment, whether we actually try and look at a Grindstone participant or anything like that. We first have to really look at the fit. How do you find the right investor? I mean, it becomes very pertinent, especially for those following what's going on in the South African sort of startup ecosystem media at the moment. You know, it's not about who's right and who's wrong, and that it's about the fit. You know, is it a trust relationship that you can kind of really do? How do you pitch? What do you say? How does it all work? Once you found that, you have to make that investment, make the deal happen. And we will touch on those elements today in terms of the valuations. I mean, this can't be a big valuation workshop, but we'll hopefully answer some questions there. What are the key terms to look for and to negotiate? What do you have to be wary of? How do you look around the due diligence perspective? That is just another work for homework. And how do you negotiate that it becomes a favorable legal closure for all? Then the hard work starts. I know it's very, very sexy to have press releases and all that about this one raised so much money and that one raised so much money. But I think that the real hard work starts with the grow part. I mean, that is the couple of years to scale the business internationally, market access, all that. We'll give you guys some tools and tips on that next Tuesday, and ultimately to realize the strategy. You can't just grow for the sake of growing. You need to know what you're aiming for. It is basically strategy 101. So in terms of our startups, we really looked at sort of an 8 steps process to say, look, these are some of the best practices out there. I think one of the things that we need to also cover, I mean, it wouldn't be a fine session if we don't go through what does it mean to pitch your business. And that generally there is a tried and tested pitch deck, whether it's the Guy Kawasaki 10, 20, 30 or the Sequoia Capital, or, you know, there's many gurus, and it boils down to this, what you hopefully can see on your screen there. We have a thing called the Speed of Climbing Stairs Index, developed by Eben van Heerden, our co-founder of Knife Capital, which basically is saying if you sit in the lobby of or in a reception of a company, and you just sit there for an hour and watch in the morning how people come into work. They either chat at the coffee machine, or they run to their desks or into their office, even the layout and everything. But the proverbial speed at what they climb the stairs, I promise you guys, the speed at which startup climb their stairs in their high growth businesses, which are going well, is faster than the speed that people climb the stairs in the DTI building in Pretoria. I promise you that.
Keet, Andrea, I think we're good for the think room and the grindstone and the knife things. You're awesome.
Yeah.
I think this worked well. Please, everybody, make sure to register for our next session, which is and that is on Thursday.